I wanted to take a minute today and talk about inspections and appraisals and what the difference is. I have buyers and sellers that get it mixed up all the time, and if you're not a realtor dealing with it often, I can understand why. Inspections are what the buyer does by hiring an inspector, licensed or not, or just someone they trust, to go over the house with a fine-tooth comb and find anything to be worried about or any concerns that the buyer should have before they purchase. Anything from like big things like roof, plumbing, and electrical to little things like missing window screens. And if you need to know a good inspector, I have a few on speed dial, and I'm happy to refer those to you. An appraisal is completely different. An appraisal is who the lender that the buyer is going through to get their mortgage. They hire them. The lender has the buyer pay for it, but it's technically not the buyer. The buyer doesn't get to choose the appraiser like they get to choose the inspector. They hire the appraiser, and after the appraiser is assigned, the lender is actually not even allowed to really talk to the appraiser. And the appraiser comes out and looks at comparable values in the neighborhood, recent sales. They have mathematical formulas where they add and subtract stuff like air conditioning or a bedroom or bathroom, and they come up with a really big report that they give to the lender that says, yes, the value of this home is the same as what you're planning on lending money to the buyer for to purchase the home. And if the appraisal comes in, say, lower than the price that the lender is trying to get the loan for the buyer, then there's a problem, and that needs to be worked out between the buyer and the seller for the sale to still go through. If the appraisal comes in higher than the price the buyer is paying or planning on paying for buying the home, then that's great, because that means the buyer starts out with some instant equity on the home. So that's more than a minute. That was 2, but that's the difference.